million illegal immigrants bedding down in this state tonight. This state spent $3 billion last year on services for those people who had no right to be here in the first place. $3 billion. $400 million just to lock up a bunch of illegal immigrant criminals who only got into this country because the fucking INS decided it's not worth the effort to screen for convicted felons. Who gives a shit? Our government doesn't give a shit. Our border policy is a joke. So is anybody surprised that south of the border they're laughing at us? Laughing at our laws?
Yeah.
Every night, thousands of these parasites stream across the border like some fucking piñata exploded. Don't laugh! There's nothing funny going on here. This is about your life and mine. It's about decent, hardworking Americans falling through the cracks and getting the shaft because their government cares more about the constitutional rights of a bunch of people who aren't even citizens of this country. On the Statue of Liberty, it says, give me you're tired, you're hungry, you're poor. Well, it's Americans who are tired and hungry and poor. And I say until you take care of that, close the fucking book. Because we're losing. We're losing our right to pursue our destiny. We're losing our freedom. So that a bunch of fucking foreigners can come in here and exploit our country.
Welcome back to the show. My name is Julio. Welcome to the S3 podcast. And tonight's show, this is a nice video from back in 1998, American History X. And man, I'm telling you, even sometimes they're just telling us right in our faces. You know, they just, I think we're being programmed just to listen videos and watch movies now, and 20 years later they become the reality. I mean, that movie is almost 30 years old, believe it or not. 27 years old. That's crazy. And that was happening back then. Imagine now. Insane. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Welcome again to the channel. We are diving in today on the FBI stopping a group of, I will say, T cells, to not say the word. In LA, they raid a house where they arrested 4 people that plotted a, I would say, dropping bombs, dropping IEDs, backpacks full of explosive in different areas in LA and Orange County, which is crazy. It's like something out of the movie. But let's watch the video.
Breaking news, 10 minutes past the hour. This news happening out of Los Angeles. The FBI now reports that it's disrupted a planned New Year's Eve terror attack in Los Angeles. 4 suspects in custody, the FBI identifying them as members of a pro-Palestine extremist group. They're suspected of planning coordinated IED attacks targeting 5 different locations in Los Angeles. But based on the reporting now, that plot has been foiled. We will wait for more out of LA or out of Washington, D.C. for what the FBI has to say about that developing story. And
yeah, one of the things that crossed my mind as all of these stories were developing is say a prayer for the first responders, right? The ones who are first on the scene, who have to see some of these horrific things that are hard to unsee, and they help protect people and comfort people by getting the information out there to them as quickly as possible.
They are under a lot of pressure, too, when you hear stories like this.
That is crazy. That's one of the stories, and we have more to come. They arrested those 4 gentlemen in LA. Plus, they arrested another person in Louisiana, and they were saying they were tied to the same group. They called themselves, let me look at the name, Total Island Liberation Front. Crazy name for a group. They plotted against Americans. That's crazy. I can't wait to see their faces. I can't wait to see these radical people that, I guess, in their mind, believing that causing harm to Americans or to their own people kind of achieve a political or ideological goal, which probably will not achieve, but in their mind, I guess they're fighting against oppression and all that BS they calling themselves freedom fighters, whatever they call themselves, but they deserve to be in prison for at least 20 years minimum. So I don't know. But so it's surprisingly they caught these guys in LA at the same time. Pretty much the event of the shooting happening in LA, in Sydney, Australia, and Rhode Island, kind of like up, at a time I see it opportunistic, like kind of like tone it down. The temperature here in the United States kind of give us a false sense of security. I don't know. It's my thought, but kind of, coincidental. They stopped this group not even 12 hours after this event happened in Sydney. I don't know. I'm just saying. It seems odd to me. So let's watch more of this news where Cash Patel and the FBI talks about this group, Total Iceland Liberation Front.
The four defendants are Audrey Carroll, 30 years old. The pictures, I think we have them somewhere. We'll put them up here. Audrey Carroll, 30 years old. Zachary Aaron Page, 32. Dante Gaffield, 24. And Tina Lay, 41. Each from the Los Angeles area. Each is charged with conspiracy and possession of an unregistered destructive device in violation of Title 26, United States Code Section 5861D. We intend to file additional charges in the coming weeks as we finish reviewing the evidence. The defendants are all radical anti-government members of the Turtle Island Liberation Front, which, according to their own social media, is an anti-capitalist, anti-government movement that calls for their associates to rise up and fight back against capitalism. One of the leaders of the organization, defendant Audrey Carroll, helped organize an even more radical faction of the group called the Order of the Black Lotus. Each of the defendants charged today was also a member of the Order of the Black Lotus. Carroll described this group to her co-conspirators as everything radical. As detailed in the federal complaint, which we will now make public, in November 2025, defendant Carroll created a detailed bombing plot to use explosive devices to attack 5 or more locations across Southern California on this upcoming New Year's Eve. Carroll and her co-defendant, Zachary Page, led the effort to obtain and build the bombs and to recruit others to join in their plot. Carroll's bomb plot was explicit. It included a step-by-step instructions to build IEDs or improvised explosive devices and listed multiple targets across Orange County and Los Angeles. Carroll also made clear her desires. She said, quote, "What we are doing will be considered a terrorist act." Carroll and Page also discussed plans for follow-up attacks after their bombings, which included plans to target ICE agents and vehicles with pipe bombs. Carroll stated that those plans would, quote, "take some of them out and scare the rest." Throughout early December, the co-conspirators discussed their plans during an in-person meeting in Los Angeles and through an encrypted messaging application. As part of the plan, the 4 defendants plan to build test bombs in the Mojave Desert. You're going to hear more details about the bombs they intended to build and how the operation went down in the desert here shortly from the FBI Assistant Director in charge. In preparation for the plan, the co-conspirators purchased multiple pieces of bomb-making materials and discussed their travel plans to the desert. Last Friday, December 12th, the defendants took a significant step to carry out their plans. They traveled to the remote campsite, which you're going to see some video of, in the desert, and they began unloading their bomb-making materials to assemble and test the bombs. They had everything they needed to make an operational bomb at that location, and they were subsequently arrested by the FBI before they could build a functional explosive device. Shortly after the defendants were taken into custody, the FBI executed multiple search warrants, including at the defendants' Southern California residence and other locations throughout the country. I'll highlight some of the items found during those searches over the weekend. For example, in Carroll's residence, law enforcement found multiple posters and materials associated with Turtle Island Liberation Front, including posters stating, quote, "Death to America, long live Turtle Island and Palestine," and, quote, "Death to ICE, Turtle Island Liberation Front." In Page's residence, law enforcement found a copy of the detailed bomb attack plan. This case is another reminder about the dangers that radicalized Antifa-like groups pose to public safety and the rule of law. Through the tireless work of our prosecutors in my office and our law enforcement partners, which you will hear from today, we disrupted this terror plot before buildings were demolished or innocent people were killed. But this is not the end of our work.
Man, there you have it. This group is totally insane. Let me show you a picture of the one of the alleged, I will not say, until, justice is served and everything is settled, but this is Zachary Page, age 32. He is one of the among arrested in this operation, I believe yesterday. So let me share this with you. This is Zachary. Look at that face. Look at the face. Take a good look. This is how people look when they are radicalized in stupid ideology. This is how they look like. Take a good look. It is insane. I believe this is the same guy on the picture of the FBI that they show on the last video. Got the same eyes, same round shape. I believe it's the same guy with the whatever covering his face. That is insane. And when you hear the FBI talking about they have planned, they have developed a system of creating, testing the bombs in the Mojave Desert, they were well organized. But my question is, and for you guys, my question is, who was funding this? Because to develop that type of, I would say, pipe bombs and all the logistics and the safe house, whatever, the knowledge to create a pipe bomb, they had to come from somewhere. Somebody has to foot the bill. Somebody come and develop a plan to bring a pipe bomber or pipe developer or somebody with expertise in explosive, but who pay for it? Somebody have to. Hopefully they dig deep, confiscate computers, and follow the money. That's all it comes to. But we need to find out who is paying for this. That's my question. So comment down below. Let me know what you think. I have more videos. This is crazy story. And at the end of the video, I think in a few more minutes, I will bring the news from the guy caught in Louisiana, which is, for me, I saw it this morning. It was kind of like caught me off guard that another person was in cahoots with this group. It is crazy. Let's watch one more video before we move on to the Louisiana arrest. So,
well, Emily, David, and Terrence, thanks for having me on. Look, I think the Justice Department, FBI, DOJ is just scratching the surface of what's to come. These terrorist cells living in the United States, welcomed in by Joe Biden. The testimony before Homeland Security 2 weeks ago was that some 18,000 terrorists have been let in. There's about 2 million who we don't know where they are, who they are they terrorists? So we've got some big problems in the U.S. This, I think, is a religious war. The jihadis, the Islamic terrorist, fundamentalist extremists want to annihilate Jews and Christians. They want to have Sharia law around the world. And this is just a manifestation of that. I think you've seen that with other shootings, the one in Australia and other places. The terror that is going on right now will continue unless we do something about it.
I hope Donald Trump will take matters very seriously right now. We need to export. We need to deport all these people. I don't care. They need to enhance and I would say speed the process of revoking visas, revoking citizenships, and revoking uh, residence uh, paperwork so they can head back home. We don't need them here. All these terrorists taking over not only Dallas or Houston, but taking over the entire country. It is insane. And few minutes ago, I just saw a picture on X about the shooter from Brown University. Let me show it to you right now. I just saw the picture of the alleged shooter from Brown University. This is right here. Shout out to Joshua Hall. Check this out. Brown University, Rhode Island shooting suspect has been identified as Mustafa Karbush, a radical Islamic pro jihad student at Brown University, whose X account was suddenly mysteriously disappeared. No wonder. This is why the Democrat authorities in Providence and mainstream media has been covering up his identity from us. It is not a very good look or the narrative for them. Carbush was reportedly now fled the university and it is missing. So bring him to justice, bring him swift American justice. So I believe he's still at large and nobody know where he's at. I guess they're still doing the manhunt, but let's see. Let's see if they actually arrest him and get some work done because not only him is on the loose, we have thousands upon thousands of terrorists, known terrorists in our country since Biden and Kamala Harris decided to open the gates and welcome everybody in without any type of vetting whatsoever. They just let them in. They say, hey, come on in. You want some money? There you have it. You need a phone number or phone? There you have it. By the way, do you need SNAP, EBT, healthcare? We got you. But yet the American people are suffering. The American people still paying out of the pocket, having two, three jobs just to stay afloat. Doesn't make sense to me. And we had veterans on the streets suffering from PTSD, addiction, and so many others problems that they have. But yet the government of Biden and Kamala Harris and blue states too. Don't forget about California. Don't forget about New York. Don't forget about Chicago, where they decided to have their states a sanctuary for immigrants. But you know what? We don't care about our own people. We care about immigrants because that's where their vote lies. They need immigrants. That's why they so against voter ID. They hate it. They hate accountability, pretty much, in my opinion. They hate it, hate it, hate it. Because they know without the illegal immigrant vote, they cannot win an election. So since they were already losing the American people, might as well just integrate the illegal and have them vote. So there you have it. It is insane what's going on nowadays. It is totally insane. Let's jump to the news of Louisiana where they arrested a man that was in cahoots with the terrorist plots. They were caught by the FBI. So let's watch the news. Let's see.
terror organization has been arrested here in Louisiana as the FBI says the group he was connected to was planning a New Year's Eve bombing. The feds just revealed that agents arrested 4 alleged members of a radical pro-Palestinian extremist group in California. WDSU's Elizabeth Gomez has more on how these agents were able to foil this attack.
Yeah, Randy, the FBI says that those 4 people plan to carry out an attack on 5 or more locations in Southern California on New Year's Eve, targeting what authorities are calling logistics centers. The FBI shared video of those agents arresting the individuals as they tested homemade bombs in the Mojave Desert on Friday. Now, they say that these individuals are part of the Turtle Island Liberation Front, a radical anti-government group. Authorities say they executed search warrants that revealed the group planned to place pipe bombs in backpacks, and that plan also included guidance on how to escape and properly dispose of evidence. FBI says that they also arrested a 5th person in that terrorist group right here in Louisiana.
In fact, an additional was arrested by our partners at FBI New Orleans in support of this investigation.
Person arrested in Louisiana is not directly tied to this incident, but he is a member of this group. And when they executed the search warrant out there, he posed a great threat to the agents. He threatened the agents, and so that's why he's under arrest.
And the FBI offices in California thanks to the FBI field office here in New Orleans for the cooperation in this investigation and their help. The 4 people arrested will make their initial court appearance today in California in downtown Los Angeles. Live in New Orleans, Alyssa Gomez, WDSU News.
And Alyssa, the plot behind those planned bombings in California were eerily similar to the plan of Shamsu Jabbar, who was behind the New Year's Day terror attack here in New Orleans. Jabbar, as you know, placed bombs in coolers around the French Quarter and then later drove a truck through a crowded Bourbon Street when those bombs didn't detonate, killing 14 people and injuring dozens of others. We are just weeks away from that 1-year anniversary. WDSU has reached out to the city of New Orleans and the New Orleans Police Department regarding any changes to the safety plan for New Year's Eve here in the city, and we are.
Man. And this is the part that kind of worries me is we in the United States feel safe, in most cities. But now with these events going on, now people gonna, feel hesitant to travel or, large gathering, which I understand. I'll be kind of worrisome about, being on, New Year's parade, Christmas parade, which, believe it or not, seems like yesterday we were celebrating the New Year's. It is kind of insane the time how fast it goes. But at the same time, we need to understand these people do not believe in the same values that we believe. They just have this ideology in their head and they just want to do harm. But this remind me as the Boston Marathon, if you guys remember, they were using backpacks and pipe bombs. So they seem to use the same tactic as the Boston pipe bomber. So if you are looking forward a gathering or parade, just be aware. Keep your head in the swivel. Do not look. If you look something is off, just kind of leave the area. But in my end, I will stay home. I will have family over, so I'm not expecting to be out and about. But if you are going out, please be safe. All right. So I got 2 more videos to show, which is Islamics here in United States calling for jihadis or the mujahideen. They're calling for something. I don't know what they're calling for, but their plan is to take over America. Let's watch this video real quick.
The Jews of Banu Israel, they have been a very mischievous people, causing fitna even before the coming of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Jews always claim that Muslims, subhanAllah, were always making things up. We want to quote even from their own books about their very own mentality. And we need to learn about these people because this is a people that we're going to always be dealing with until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends Imam al-Mahdi. These are the people that when it comes to the end of time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would cause miracles for the nation of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to see and hear with their own eyes and ears. Towards the end of times when the Muslims will be fighting the Jews, The trees will speak, the stone will speak, and they'll say, "Oh Muslim, oh believer, there is a Yahudi behind me, come and kill him." We see that the Jews, they killed many prophets, including Zachariah and John, who we know as John, or the Christians say John the Baptist, we say Yahya. And he said they were holding a position of wealth in the society, and they would use this wealth in order to have authority over the weak, just like they do today. You find that their hands are in everywhere, in businesses, in products that we should be boycotting, Coca-Cola and Nike and McDonald's and Starbucks, and the list is long. They had their hand everywhere, so they were in the media, as they do today, and they would use this against the weak, against the weak. Another thing that they were very good at was they had one of the most oppressive interest loans, so they would give a loan to people that were in need that was impossible to pay back. Again, this still continues today, where we find the majority of banks are owned by the Jews. Peace is bad for the Jews. There's no business if the Muslims have peace, there's no business for us. There goes our media, there goes our Hollywood blockbuster films and whatever that's always targeting Muslims. It's no good. So they need the fitna between the Muslims and the fighting, the infighting of the Muslims to continue in order to thrive. Who's in this fortress hiding like the cowards that they are, today, hiding in their tanks, hiding behind their large walls? If you want to fight us, come fight us. You're going to meet men that you've never fought before. Now what are they doing? Hiding like the rats that they are. Nobody come and tell me, but brother, this is the Zionists, it's not really the Jews. There was no Zionists at the time of the Prophet ﷺ. There was Jews, Yahud, and they were addressed this way. And I want to say, you know this, my dear brothers and sisters, that even these ultra-Orthodox Jews that you see today that are against Israel, and they hate the Zionists, we really know that from what we just mentioned, that they don't really have a unity. But these ultra-Orthodox Jews, who do you think they're waiting for? They're still waiting for their Messiah to come. And when that Messiah comes, they're still going to fight the Muslims. They're just not fighting the Muslims now. So don't be fooled to think that these people are still your friends. Yes, alhamdulillah, let them ride the wave and let them speak about the Zionists, about Israel, no problem. It's good for us. Enjoy the
Sorry about that. There we go. What do you think about this? This is crazy how these people, and let me tell you, that was in the United States. They had their mosque and they have their, the little gathering places, and we still let them in. And they're still taking our resources, taking our money. But yet they're using our own money to become larger, bring their people here, and they're gonna do another October 7th in the United States. They're planning for it, and we're seeing the traits. We're seeing what's going on. At least I'm seeing the pattern. So this is insane. I will go. I will not play the next video because it's pretty much more the same. I will not bore you with this next video. But if you are kind enough, please like and subscribe, share this channel. I will be back Thursday night with another video. Robert hopefully will be here so he can do his monologue and kind of give me some feedback or pushback on what we are talking about. So I see you guys next Thursday, 7:30, 7:15, 7:45 each, that time frame. So I see you guys on Thursday. Take care. Oh, by the way, if you are a fan of Fallout, the mini series, season 2 coming out, I believe today. I believe. Let me see. Hopefully, I don't get. Hopefully, I don't get banned or they shut down my video because of this. But let's see. Let's see. This is supposed to be on tonight, so I'm gonna binge watch all this all night long. So let's see. No, they're not coming out. I think they're coming out in 30 minutes. So, anyways, let me bring something. I don't know. This is a twist on this video, but I'm a big fan of guns. I don't know if you are or not, but I love guns. Let me see if I can give you another angle. There we go. Yeah. So let me bring one of my favorite guns to shoot. It is, I guess, my go-to. I love it. It is, It is small. It has a pressure on it. I put a lot of work into it. So I'm gonna just show you real quick before we head out, and let me know if you want me to do a kind of like a episode of carry guns and all this stuff. Give me a second. There we go. There we go. I'm back. I'm back. Hey, this is. All right, give me the mic. Go. Sorry about that. Let me get it close to me. Here we go. Hope you can listen. All right. So this is to me is like I had this gun for a long time. I had it for a long time. I think I own this rifle. I've been owning it for about, I would say, 5 years, 6 years, roughly. So mm, I think more than that. Honestly, I think it's more than that. I think I had this rifle since 2018, roughly. I own this rifle. But anyway, it is a AR-15 style rifle, right? I made it ambidextrous, ambi, so you can, you got the charging handle here. You got the charging handle. You can do ambi. You got selector, safety selector switch, ambi. So the bolt catch release is ambi. So it has a high rise mount. I have a not a magnification, but it's a red dot. It's heavy duty. It's kind of large for this footprint, but I like how it feels. Kind of like balanced out a little bit. So I got a front grip and I had a suppressor. I have a suppressor on it. All right. So it is it's not a 5.56 or 223. It is a 7.62 by 39. It's like an AK round, but on the AR platform. I love it. This is a BNT 7.62 by 39 3D printed suppressor, which is very quiet. It has like a little vent holes in the right here. You see it. You see right here. It's a little vent hole. So when you shoot it, like the gases do not flow back to the extraction port. They actually kind of like vent out from the front. So make it like more reliable and less dirty when you shoot it. Since the 7.62 by 39, it's kind of like a dirty round. Like when you shoot it, it's just like very dark. I would say a black powder. So I love how it shoots. Very smooth for the caliber. Very accurate. So I love it. I love it. It's clear, just in case. It's clear. So I love this setup right here. I got a sling. I got this is the Macpool. I think this is the version 2 of the sling. It's pretty good. I love it. Pretty sturdy. Got QD mounts on it. So this is one of it. One of my rifles that I use a lot because it's very accurate, very reliable. I like this one. I have many others. I have a bolt action. I got a few bolt actions, and I think I have a shorty, 7.62 by 39, and I have another shorty. I think it's a 12 inches, 12 and a half inch, 5.56, which is I love it. I love it too. I think it's in there, but it is like kind of this shorty, very short, very accurate. I love it. And the rounds that I use the most, honestly, on this platform, it is soft points. I love soft points on this caliber, and I use heavy grains, probably 123. That's a normal range, but my preference 154, 154 grains soft point, which is I love it. So this is my baby, and this is one of my go-to. This is my go-to. If the shit hit the fan, this is what I go for. I love this. This is one of my favorite ones. So, well, there you have it. So I have many others. At the end of every video that I do, I will show off one of my rifles. So I don't have too many, but the ones that I have is very high quality, in my opinion. You know, I'm an expert on my own opinion. So there you have it. So thank you. Like and subscribe. Share this channel. And I'll see you guys later on the next one. Take care. God bless you.